Hello, and welcome to another episode of Unapologetically Rich. I'm your host, Shamina Taylor. Today is our 100th episode. Yay! Can you believe it? 100 episodes. It's it's so fantastic what I've been able to create with this podcast, the amount of women that I've been able to reach and men, and the change that has come from it, and what just was a little idea and me starting to just record my thoughts has really become the go-to listen to place for thousands of women. And it just brings me so much joy. Just so happy. And of course, for our 100th episode, we have the most special, in my opinion, episode that I will be sharing with you. If you don't know, we just came off of our in-person event here in Chicago. It was absolutely phenomenal. For those of you that attended, you know exactly what you experienced. It brought about change that I had no idea really the depth of what was going to happen in that room. Women left there completely changed. Visions changed. They healed so much in just a short period of time. This is why I call it the wealth consciousness experience. It's just not about money. It's about everything. It's about our emotions, about our power. It's about our connection to other women. And we had over about 100 women there, and 90 of them got on a plane to come and see me and be in that room. And the amount of women, powerful women that were there, it was just extraordinary. I knew what I wanted to create as far as like the experience. How women were going to shift and change in that room was beyond what I thought was possible. And I'm letting you know, as soon as tickets go on sale for our next event, do not miss this experience. I told people that they were going to quantum leap in 2 days. The changes that happened for these women in these short period of time, it was just extraordinary. I have a client who, when she left, she said, I don't know exactly what's happened to me, but I see the world in a different way. She had such a shift in consciousness from the exercises, from the things that I had them go through, because it's a workshop too. I have them move through and heal through things there on the spot. She says, I see the world in a completely different way, because if you think about it, it's the lens that you're wearing that's either blocking you or expanding you on what's possible. So if we get rid of the things that are in the way, then you get to see the world with the clearest vision, which when clarity is there, anything's possible, right? And she went on to, I think, to have $100,000 week too. So one of her biggest weeks ever. And what I really want to share with you is that this work runs deeper than just thinking about money in a different way or how much more money to make. And if you've been listening for a while, you understand that. I believe that we all get to be unapologetically rich. We get to have the wealth. One of those things that to me represents that is my children. And if you've been listening for a while, you know that if someone asks me what makes me feel wealthy, I will point to those two. I knew I wanted Sierra, my daughter, to come and speak on that day at that event, because how profound her vision is and her thoughts are, and how she has been able to literally move through things that she's experienced in life and embody what I teach. And I would tell people all the time, this is, how my daughter is, what she says, and, this is her perspectives. And they would get it, but then when they heard from her own self, her interpretation and her embodiment, her power, how healed she is, her level of consciousness, it moved that room like I've never seen a speaker do before. I know I'm laying the groundwork for my daughter. I know that she's going to be an instrumental change in the world of how women see themselves, and the impact that she's going to make is millions. And I'm just a part of the process to get her there. I do believe that. When Sierra started speaking, the women in the audience, we just started crying because they watched this young 17-year-old woman, so well spoken yet so healed. And I think for many of them, it was a cry of hope. It was also a cry of, I want that too. Because what she represented is something that I didn't have at that age, which was to be emotionally mastered and free from my past. And I can tell you that that's what my daughter has. I'm getting kind of emotional talking about now. And this is what I do believe is how we break generational trauma. Doing this work and changing my life in the last 11 years, if I didn't go do this work, then my kids would not have this work. The women that I lead wouldn't have this work. The world would not have my book. The world would not be able to see how easy it is to us. Well, not easy, but there is a way out. We don't have to live in the suffering anymore. And to witness that my children both have healthy relationships, and that my daughter is such a powerful, powerful young lady who is so, she stands by her convictions, and she's remarkable. And I want you to listen today to her talk. It is about 45 minutes, and it'll be the best 45 minutes you ever have spent in your entire life. And that's no joke, especially if you've been listening to my podcast. You will listen to a young woman who's only 17 years old that has figured things out because she's been able to be raised in that environment. So if you're a mother and you have children, and if especially if you have young women, this one's for you. And even if you don't, the the teenager in you, the little girl in you, the unsung hero in you, the little girl that needs the healing in you, she will heal by just listening to my daughter, because that's what happened to the women in the audience here in Chicago. It was so moving. It was so powerful that I knew that I had to take at least that part of the event and share it with the world, because I know listening to her, you are going to have a shift in your perspective and how you see things. It's amazing because when you have no inhibitions or things holding you back, like life is, any possibilities there for you. Also, we just found out today that Sierra got into her school that she applied to, University of Kentucky. Actually, all the schools she applied to, but especially that one is her top on her list. And I knew she was going to get into that school because she's so emotionally mastered, and because she's in such alignment with who she is, she can manifest anything. She can create any reality. This young child of mine gets anything she wants because she's so in alignment with her desires and the expectation of the outcome. It took me 40 years plus to figure that out, right? Because I had to do the work. But I'm so fortunate that this is what I'm passing on to my child. I'm passing on this awareness. I'm passing on the ability to have her understand these tools at such a young age. She's going to go out there and rule the world. She's going to have anything she wants. She's going to get married once. I already know all of this. She's going to be a remarkable mother, remarkable leader, because of this emotional intelligence and emotional mastery that she has today. And she's not perfect. I'm not perfect. So I'm not trying to put her on a pedestal. She still works through things. She still has things to overcome. She's still 17, but she is light years ahead of the girls her age and some of us women who are in her, 30s and 40s and 50s. And I'm telling you, she was impressing this crowd. Like the women in the audience were so motivated and inspired by her. So I would love you to sit down for this one, not necessarily multitask, because I think it's going to shift you in ways that I don't think you'll realize. I want you to be fully present when you listen to this, because it is going to be very healing for you. So everyone, I want you to listen to my chat with my daughter, Sierra Taylor, and she is 17 years old, and this is the first time she's speaking on stage, and I know it's not her last. She's going to tell the stories about how her mama brought her on stage and how she watched and where she started and how this is where she began her journey into the woman that she's going to become. And it started here. And imagine if we could all heal the 17-year-olds in us, and what we would have done in the world, and what struggles we wouldn't have to have gone through. Not saying that our struggles don't make us stronger and help us, but life would have been a little easier, and I want to help more women not have to go through the suffering and struggles. And you might not even realize that you're doing it because you've been living it so long that it's been automatic. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. Please go listen. And I would love it if we could get you guys to leave a 5-star review for us on the podcast and some feedback for this, because I'm super proud of this young woman that I've raised. And I'm super proud of the work that I've done to raise a young woman like this. Also, don't forget to come join us in the Quantum Woman group. It's on Facebook, and we would love to have you there. And go ahead and get your copy of Unlocking the Quantum Woman. Don't forget to do that. And also, we'd love a review on Amazon. And we have daily money practices that you can download and go and grab those. They're free. It'll help you get into your next level self. And if you haven't taken my program, Accessing the Quantum through Emotional Self-Mastery, you should, because this is the result of it, what you're going to listen to next. being able to master emotions is the key to success. At the event, I said, emotional mastery is a gateway drug to success. And I truly believe it is. Okay. Thank you and enjoy. So this is my daughter, Sierra.
Hi,
And tell them everybody how old you are.
I'm 17.
Okay. And what do you do?
Well, I go to school. I'm a senior, and then I do cheerleading at my school, like for varsity.
Yeah, she's amazing. How would you say your life is right now?
My life is really good right now. I feel like at this point in my life, I'm really like excited for my future and ready to like continue on with my life and like my dreams that I have for like college and cheer and like my major that I'm planning on doing. And I'm just excited for like my future and then just to like go to college and start living my own life.
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm going to keep saying that. Now, your mom around mommy like a lot. So what would you say your definition of emotional intelligence, emotional mastery is?
For me, I would say that it's kind of like knowing how to like balance your emotions when like things happen and knowing how to react in like a way where you feel like you've like felt your emotions but you do it at the time where like you want to, like you don't do it when it's not like I feel like you like have a time and a place to like feel your emotions and feel your emotions like fully through and like let yourself, yeah, just let yourself feel your emotions and know why people are doing what they're doing, because not taking it personally, because everybody like acts out or does things or says things because they have their own issues. And I feel like knowing that like that's not a personal thing on you and knowing that they do whatever they do because they've got their own things, I feel. And like knowing that.
So not taking things personal.
Yeah, and then like knowing how to like deal with your emotions.
So if someone is getting upset with you, how do you handle it? Like
Oh
something
yeah, like if
going on
somebody
with them?
says something to me like that I don't like, I'm not gonna take it personal because I know like who I am, and I know like whatever they want to say is because they feel that way, and that doesn't mean that I have to feel that way.
Right. And so we were upstairs and she was like, what are we going to talk about, Mom? I'm like, she's like, they don't have anything to say, learn about from me or whatever. And, oh no, she said, she's like, what'd you say about money?
Oh, like my view of money?
Yeah. You said you and your view of money. Yeah.
Well, I was saying how like hearing like how all of you guys yesterday when you talked about your like how you have negative views of like money and how like your like childhood has affected the way you see money and like deal with it in your life. I feel like that's just like for me, I don't under like I need to like try and understand that because for me like when I see money like I feel like it's like a good thing because money when it gets you things, money gets you things you want. My Starbucks that I get every day, Starbucks you get every day, the clothes I wear, like cheer, like it just like pays for things and it gets me what I want, not like what I want, but like it's just like a good thing. Like I don't think it's negative. I think that it can like bring you things like our vacations that we go on, the places that we see, the travels that we've had this year. It's all like it's like money gets you it, and I feel like it's a good thing.
Did you have any feelings towards it?
I like it.
That's right. And so what did you do this summer because you liked it so much?
We went to Europe all
Yeah.
over.
What did you do personally though?
Well, I got a job this summer because
Hold on. She doesn't need to work, by the way. Go ahead.
well, I know I don't need to work because
You
both
can
my
clap that up. I think that's huge.
well, so both my parents have like money obviously, and I know that like they can like pay for the things like all the basic needs. But for me, like I don't want to like if I want to go shopping, I don't want to ask my mom for money. Like I don't want to ask my dad for money.
Huge.
Like I want to be able to like have my own money, go buy what I want when I want, and know that like it's mine because I paid for it. So that's why I got a job because I feel like when I got my paychecks, I went to the store and I bought stuff because that's what I wanted to do.
What'd you buy?
I bought a Lululemon set because that's what I wanted. And then
Can't go small with that purchase.
no, so that's like the first thing I ever bought with my own money, and like that's really I mean I just wanted that like because I know that like I have Lulu stuff, but I wanted like the pink one and then the other pink one, and so I wanted to buy them, so I did. And then the next time I got my paycheck, I bought another one. But that's okay. It's fine.
No, it's great. And what time were you waking up? Oh, what, 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I woke up at like 5:45, 6 because I had to get to the work started at 7 and then I wanted to get Starbucks on the way and so and then I had cheer at 12, so I just had to like I had to get up early, but I don't mind getting up early because I knew that I was getting money. So
Do you see that? You know what she would do before she had this job?
if I wanted like to buy like something off online, I'd be like I'll like come up to her room and I'll like give her a little list. I'll be okay, I'll mop the floors, I'll do this, whatever you need, and then I'll get what I want.
Yeah, but she would negotiate how much mopping the floors were. She's like, I'm like, well, $5. She's like, no, it's a more of a $10 job.
Yeah. And then she'd be like, okay, if you keep your room clean for a week, and I'll be like, maybe not a week. Maybe only a
But
couple
she
days.
was no value, and I can push back on that. I didn't want to cheapen her out. So I'm like, one time she did do an exchange, and she goes, I feel like I didn't do a good negotiation on this. And so next time she's like, there's definitely more. And so,
Yeah.
but it was like she saw how much effort went into it, but she held her up. She's always held up. She'll always work for what she wants. And,
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't tell her that. That's something she's observed in the house with me.
I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah. And having her being a part of something like this, I mean, I'm putting this on camera right now and just time stamping it. This child is going to go out there and do such big, extraordinary things in the world because she's light years away from where I was at her age. Just with emotional mastery, her like determination, her discipline, like to raise someone who's going to impact the world. Like I know she's going to be leading millions of women doing this work, and it's amazing. I really do want to start a foundation with Sierra where we're going to go in and help young girls with this because it's just so important because her life could have taken a different turn. So let's talk about that. There was a time where things were hard for you. You weren't always here because we had some experiences in our lives. What do you think has helped you, or what do you think you've learned from your past that helped you get here?
Well, I think one of like my main like relationship issues was with like my dad overall because I mean he has his issues and and I used to take that on and kind of feel responsible for him and want to help him through that because I felt bad for him and I felt bad for what he was going through. But then there was the one night where like a situation happened and I was really like hey, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. And he was like I could tell that he was hurting, but like I was like I told him I was like I'm leaving, like I'm going back to my mom's house. I was like I need to put myself first. I need to do what I want to do and what's best for me. And that was like I feel like the point in like my life and my relationship with him where like I started to just put myself first and do what I wanted to do and not let like him not whatever he was doing like not take it on as my responsibility. And I do that now even like when we have issues or when he's doing whatever he's doing, like I just like separate myself, I distance myself because I don't want to deal with other people's issues because I don't want it to take on like my emotions, my stress. Like I don't need that in my life. So I feel like that situation with my dad has traveled on with all my friendships and like past friendships that I've had. Like if you're like I get it if you're going through something and I will help you, but I'm not going to take it on as my issue because that's just not for me.
Isn't that kind of powerful at 17? Imagine if we learned that at 17. She knows boundaries and that's not her issue. That was a pivotal moment when she made that decision. She's like, because I was worried too. And she's like, I'm coming home. I'm choosing me.
Like normally I would stay if a situation happened. I would stay and I would be there for him because I want my dad, obviously, and I want to be there with him. But now I know I'm gonna only take him when I want him, not when he's ready to have like to hang out or whatever. If he's not in the right state, I'm not doing it. Like I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do myself. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. I'm not gonna be there like when I don't want to be there or be in a situation that I don't want to be in to make him feel better.
Yeah, and she's working on her relationship with him, and I think that's powerful. And Sierra gives with her whole heart people she loves, and she will give you everything. She's just if you become one of her people, you are really, really lucky that if she's willing to love you and give you because she will love you like she's loving herself, which is amazing. So sometimes she mothers even me a lot, but it's okay.
I feel like well, I was younger. I was like 13 or 14 when this happened. And I feel like I also knew like that it was stressful for my mom when I would stay in situations. But I feel like most of that point then was because I wanted to put myself first. But since then she's taught me that with not just like relationships with my dad, but friendships. But that time, I think that was mainly like me just being like, this is like I'm not doing it. Like I'm done.
I was helping her identify her patterns and realizing what she wanted to choose for herself because I could say, get out of that situation. But if she learned how to do it on her own, then if she ever found herself in that situation again, she would know what to do. And so that was really, really powerful. I mean, I did tell her it's not a responsibility. Like,
Yeah, and,
we're,
like, yeah. You've told me that in other situations she's told me that, but I haven't like I've been like, no, it's fine, I'll stay, like whatever, I'll help him. But then I was just like, no, like yeah.
So she had talk about the friendship. So you had a powerful shift with a friend that you were with for 3 years. See, she loves to be busy and she loves to go out. So she'll always ask the friend to do things. She's the loyalest person you'll ever meet. Like, and I don't say that because she's my child. I say that because there's no wavering. Like seriously, if you don't like her, she won't like her kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of friend she is. She's straight up That's the way she just is. But if you need her, she will drop everything and come find you and help you. That's just the way she is. So this friendship that you had, yeah, talk about the other friend though.
Okay, so I had a friend that we were friends like for like 4 or 5 years throughout like middle school up until like sophomore or no last year of high school, so junior year. And in this friendship, we were friends for so long. I thought we were gonna like go to college together. I thought she was gonna be like my maid of honor type thing. And I know I'm young, but I just like we were so close. And
You
then
thought she was a lifer.
I thought she was like gonna be my friend for life. But I did now looking back at it, I could tell that we were both like I was friends with her throughout like my like the not when I was feeling like sad, like I was feeling more depressed and anxiety was high. I was friends with her during that stage, and I feel like during that we fed off each other. I was very codependent with her because when she was sad, I was sad, and we would help each other. We'd be sad together, and I feel like when I joined cheer, when I met new people, my life started to go upwards, and I started to not be so depressed, not have anxiety, and she was still like down there, and I always like tried to like bring her with me, but it wasn't working. And then one night she called me and she was just like, I don't think we can be friends anymore. And I was like, what? It's like, why not? And she was like, I don't feel confident around you. I don't feel like you compliment me enough. And she was like, I don't think like I can be friends with you because like my other friends, like they uplift me more or whatever. And I was like, I was just really confused. I was really hurt. I was angry. I was very angry at her for a long time because I just didn't understand like I didn't think that I had to be I didn't think I had to compliment her all the time. I didn't think I had to give her confidence because she didn't give me my confidence. Like I had confidence, and I think that made her feel less than because I was like so like sure with myself, and she wasn't. And
Was that your responsibility?
no, it wasn't my responsibility.
Right.
Like I did compliment her, but I wasn't like all over her. Like oh my gosh, you look so
You were not responsible for holding her higher than she could hold herself.
yeah. So then that was like a really hard time in my life, not in my life, but a really hard moment because like I was like,
Do you see how she corrected herself? Tell me that's not powerful.
but yeah,
Your words matter.
so that was a really hard moment in my life because I've already had like sort of abandonment issues with my dad, and so going like having this friend that I thought was gonna be like in my life my whole time, like in my life like forever, she left me in a sense, like, and I didn't know what to do and I was really angry. But then I worked through it and I realized that it wasn't my fault because at first I was like, well, maybe I wasn't a good enough friend. But then now I'm like, I think I don't know what more I could have done for her, like to be like a friend, like a good friend to her. So I realized that like it's not my issue. I know that she's got issues, so that's not my fault. And like I've just ever since I like stopped being friends with her, my life has just gone like completely upwards. Like I have a future, I have plans, I have an amazing boyfriend that I've been dating for almost a year, and I actually met him literally a week after me and her stopped being friends.
Come on.
So
The hand thing.
She
let go of what was in her hand, what was toxic she was holding on to, so something new could come in.
Yeah, I 100% believe that like some people in your life that could be dragging you down and negative in your life, if they leave when you let them go, you can accept in like someone who's just better, someone who has a good soul. Like my boyfriend is like treats me like I'm literally like the only girl in the world. He treats me so amazingly. Like he's just like literally the best boyfriend ever. And I also did like manifest him in a way. Well, I definitely manifest him because the 4 months before I met him, I kept saying, because I've talked to mean guys or whatever, guys that just like want to like talk or whatever, and guys that don't value me. And I always knew that it wasn't me because I was like, I'm not the issue. And so then I always said that because like
She would always say that too. She goes, it's a them thing. It's a them problem.
it's not me. And I would say that to my friends. I'm like, it's like, why? Like what? Like, what's the issue? Like, I know it's not me. And then
But I told her she had a pattern.
yeah. And then I stopped just talking to guys overall because I was just like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not going to be with someone who isn't going to like treat me like look past my looks. I feel like guys wouldn't actually want to get to know me and like have a relationship. And so I started saying, I want a man who's going to treat me the way my brother treats his girlfriend. And because my brother, like Danny is his girlfriend, and they've been dating for 2 years now. He like pays for everything. He does everything to her. We were when we visited him, she was like, I love that you watch my shows. I love that you hang out with all my friends. Like he's just like the best boyfriend to her.
That's what she was saying, because we went around, we always do at birthdays, what do we love about the birthday person? And so when it was her turn, she was saying, you love my shows, you hang out with my friends, and that's what she was saying about
Yeah,
him.
even if you like you don't want to, you still do it. And he's
Yeah.
just a really good like boyfriend to her. And I was like, I want someone who's gonna treat me that way because like
You're
if
ready
it's
to
big,
receive
I can
that.
see that someone like I don't want someone who isn't gonna do that because if my brother can do it, another guy can do it. And so I started saying that, and then I met Brett, my boyfriend now, and we were talking for a little, and he was just like the nicest, sweetest boy, and he has the most amazing relationship with his family. Him and his mom are like this. They're so close. He's so nurtured. He's never been like hurt, and I feel like he's just like has such a good soul, and I feel like having him in my life has also helped bring my life upwards and like have another person who just wants to grow with me in a positive way, like versus having people that are like down here and want to stay down there and you can't bring them back up. You have to like
Oh.
be with someone who wants to go up.
Oh, so amazing. I love you so much. I look at her and I'm like, damn girl, yes. In the beginning, though, when you started dating Brett, it was a little, you guys had to work through some things, though, right? And I was teaching about attachment styles.
Oh yeah. We were really, I mean, since like we were so in love, it was like we wanted to hang out every day. We wanted to be with each other all the time. And now we do long distance. So he's in Tennessee now. And we
She's
were
at
like,
college. She's
he's
at
in
university.
college. He's a freshman in college. And that was something that I was really scared of because I was like, so we went from seeing each other like 5 times a week to now only seeing each other once every like a month and a half. So that transition, like we thought it was going to be hard, but then we realized like we have such good communication and we love each other so much that we find ways to like bond over the phone. We find ways to connect. And I feel like in our relationship, I think a big thing for him is being able to like be vulnerable with me too. And like letting a guy like to like tell you his emotions. Like he isn't afraid to like tell me how he feels and I'm not afraid to tell him how I feel because I know that like we respect each other's like emotions and like opinions and just like even if I say something or he says something, we just like we talk about it. We never argue. Like we don't argue. We have conversations and like I just feel like that's just a really big thing is communication in a relationship and understanding each other and how each other works. And I feel like that's why our relationship is so good too.
It's amazing. I love it. It's really good. Weren't you guys, wasn't he anxious in the beginning? You were anxious, and I explained to you what the difference was
Yeah.
about how we,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, some of them don't know what that means.
like anxious attachment.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I definitely was. I used to be an anxious attacher because I'd be like waiting for like not with Brett. Well, in the beginning with Brett a little bit. Like I'd be waiting for him to text me, waiting for him to respond to me because I was like, what if he doesn't again? What if he doesn't text me back? Like, but now that like he's like I'm so sure in our relationship. Like I don't wait for him
She's
to text
secured
me
now.
back. I like know that he'll text me back. I know that he'll call me. I know that we'll like have our daily chats, and it's just like it's just really nice to be in a relationship where you know that they're going to be there for you no matter what and you don't have to worry if they're going to text you back, call you back, give you love that day, be nice to you that day. Like I just know that like it'll be like good and our relationship is so secure. So yeah.
Like, wow, right?
I feel like a lot of that has just been like knowing myself and like knowing that I love myself the way I am and I know that like people around me, I have a couple like my like strong people in my life that love me too and like uplift me and I uplift myself too. And I feel like just like knowing that like you love yourself, like you know who you are and if somebody has anything to say, it's like well like that's their issue because that's not like who you are. I feel like that's helped a lot with my confidence and like you say to me all the time like you like say like affirmations to me like that I'm pretty, that I'm smart, that I'm like intelligent, that I'm a good like person and stuff. And I feel like that's helped with my confidence too. But just overall, like knowing who I am and like loving myself has helped me a lot.
I've given her room to be super independent too. I wasn't
yeah.
the mom that went and woke my kids up in the morning. I have allowed her to use her voice and to have, and you can correct me if I'm wrong when I'm saying these things, but to use her voice, but also to make her own decisions. Ever since she was like a little kid, this kid was like looking at the menu, telling people what she was ordering it too. Like she knew what she wanted. And sometimes parents want to tell kids what they want. And I knew how strong her mind was, that if I just let her go with what she wanted, she would always get what she wants. And I have to say, Sierra gets everything she wants. There's not one thing that she's manifested that she doesn't. When I know her mind is beeline to something, I get out of the way because I know I'm not going to change that energy because this is stronger than anything I could tell her to do. So there's no influence coming from me. All I can do is support her and stand back and watch her go because she's that clear on what she wants because she knows who she is. She loves who she is and she's making decisions from her emotions, not from her head. It's all from her heart.
One other thing I feel like about my confidence is also like being like you said, being independent. And I feel like me being independent is like helped me with like I don't like necessarily I don't need anyone like to like be there with me. I know that I can do things on my own and that like if somebody like were to up and go, like I know that I'll be okay. I feel like that's like helped. Like even like with my friends, like since I have dealt with abandonment issues, like getting through that struggle of like knowing that I will be okay if somebody leaves has helped a lot with like my confidence.
If I had learned that at such a young age, gosh, right? I always tell her every day, I go, it's not your quick wit, your quick wit. It's your ability to be able to process your emotions is what makes you so powerful because she will put herself in situations where the pain level could be 1,000, but Sierra's heart would get broken. She'd go right back out there again. Nothing would stop her. Because she knew what she wanted. And the moment she got a beeline, and that's what I wanted when she saw Easton, she's like, that's it. I'm not settling for anything else because I deserve it. Her standard for what she allowed in her life went up, and that was like, no more friendships like this, no more people like this. Would you rather be alone than have friends that you don't like and be fake?
Yeah, I would 100%.
Yeah, because you'd be okay.
Because I would rather be with myself than with somebody that isn't gonna like value me or I'm not gonna like enjoy my time with. Because I enjoy my time with myself.
What 17-year-old can say that? Because most of them are out there having fake relationships because they're not aligned with themselves just because they want to be loved. Do you need other people to love you, to fill you up?
No, I love myself.
Oh my
enough,
gosh.
I think. Yeah.
So,
Not I think.
what's that?
I said I think, but I don't. I didn't mean I think. I know.
Oh, do you see that correction? I mean, I just want to soak this in because this is the beginning of what I believe that you're going to do in this world, my love. That I just see such big things for you. Our lives could be totally different if mom didn't do her work.
Yeah, I know. I remember, okay, this is like off topic, but I remember during quarantine, before quarantine, and I tell this story to like other people when they kind of like ask, the people that I'm close with, but I remember like right before quarantine, my dad stopped paying like alimony for my mom, and we were really scared about the house. Like, or I wasn't, but I could like, I like would hear like things about her being nervous about it. And
That's when I
like,
tell you guys I thought I was going to lose my house. You guys know that
yeah,
story.
and so I remember that, and like knowing that time in her like life, and I mean it didn't really affect me because I didn't know what was going on, but now seeing like what she's going through, and then knowing now that like she could buy a whole like other house, like you could have a whole like it's just like
It's right out there on wheels, by the way. No.
I mean I like it's just like shows like how like much your life can change in like what 4 years it's been. Like you were scared to lose the house, and now like you're planning on like you're gonna go buy houses all over the place. So it's like it's just cool. Like that's just like the one thing that I've like noticed from like our lives changing kind of, and how our lives could have been different, but how they're not now.
Isn't that amazing?
It's different for me because both my parents are wealthy, but I think that like I don't think that money's going anywhere. I think that money's a flow, and like you get money, you spend money, you get money. It's coming. It's gonna come to us no matter what, and like you can make money in any way. So you never have to like be scared that you're gonna like I mean, you were scared, but like it's not like
Not anymore.
But not anymore. Like you changed
My
your
kids
thought
don't remember
process.
how stressful it was. They don't remember a life when we didn't have money.
Yeah, I mean now I don't like flying like first class and everything. It's just like, I mean, you can spend the money on nice things and you're gonna get money back. It's like living in wealth, like having wealthy things helps you like get it back. I feel like you just like it's like a flow. Yeah, it's like I'm not scared of money leaving because like I know that it's in abundance. Like we have it. It's here, and it's here to spend it too.
And if that's not what you want to teach your kids, then don't sign up with me. Don't work with me. Yeah. She doesn't have to stay somewhere toxic. She gets to choose herself. And that it was powerful because I feel like so many people think, well, we've been married for 20 years. We're supposed to stay together just for the time. Time means shit. Okay? Because people can be together for 30 years and miserable, or be together for 3 and be happy. So that's trading time for money there, that mentality, because you've put so much time into something. That's not it. It's like, what is the value? What is the experience? How are you going to feel? What kind of life do you want to create? She just told you 4 years. We're flying on jets over there. I mean, tell them what Europe was just really quickly, and then we're going to change things. But what do you think about that? Our trip to Europe.
I mean, it was, I've never been to Europe, and especially going to Europe, like, we flew first class, like, 9 hours. I got to sleep, like, most of the time, and then lay down beds. It was great. We went to, like, the boat that was, like, that was the highlight of our trip.
Yeah, it was not a boat.
Okay, the yacht. So that was, like, going on that, just the three of us on this, like, huge, like, it was, like, the size of, like, it's like half the room. I mean,
They couldn't even take a picture of it because the yacht was so big that their cameras was too. Yeah, they were like, we need to back up to get this yacht in here.
And like, I feel like having the ability to just like it was like literally the morning of, we were like, looked at this pamphlet on the desk and we were like, oh, this looks kind of fun. And then we were like flipping through, like, I mean, that one's like almost the biggest one. Do we really need that? And they were like, yeah, we should get it. And it was just the three of us, and we went on like this huge yacht and like the Amalfi Coast, and we were swimming. We had this crew, and it was so fun. And like living that life is like so fun and so like amazing. And then we traveled all over. I saw like, I mean, things that like some people don't see in their lifetime, I saw in like 3 weeks. Like, and it was so fun, like the Colosseum, like the Eiffel Tower. Like when I was younger, I always wanted to go to Paris. Like Paris has been like my place, and I went there, and it was so pretty, and we did it in such like luxury, and it was just really fun, and it was just really nice to like go there and have like a really good time with everyone.
Sierra shopped till she dropped too, by the way.
Yeah. Well, and then I got a Louis Vuitton wallet, which was fun. And it's pink because pink's my favorite color, and that was also one of the highlights of my trip because I love that. And I use it every day. So
she's such an appreciative kid, though. By the way, like she's always. Do you see how many times she said thank you before? Right? She just appreciates it, and because she appreciates it, I love her. I mean, she's still a teenager and she's not perfect. Either am I as a mom, and we're growing together. So I don't want to fool you and think it's all like perfect. You know, one thing that she did do, and I'll wrap up with this, is that we were somewhere. I can't remember what it was. Oh, we were in Kentucky because we were going there for her to check out a school. And I misplaced my wallet somewhere, and I'm like, oh my God, it's lost. And then she's like, can you just calm down?
okay.
Like, just, what'd you say to me? Like
you just don't have to like, the more you stress out, like you're not going to find it if you're like panicked, freaking out. I mean, like you were like, oh my God, where is it? And then you're like running out the door, and it was like, where was it? It was just
in the car, on the seat. Yeah.
And like, I just don't like, you're stressing out, freaking out. And it's like, it's just
I have a moment still that happens. And then, but for her to mirror back to me what I've taught her, and what is your philosophy? I mean, because I have my own, but what is your philosophy on that?
Like, don't stress about things you can't control.
Yeah, tell them.
I mean, I feel like for me, like I'm younger, so like test taking, even like that, like I'll like, well, I don't really study, but like I'll go to the test, I'll take it. I'm not gonna stress about it after. I'm wait for my grade, get my grade. Like I just don't stress about things that I've already done or things that are out of my hands, like things that like, or negative things that happen, like that have been done. I can't change it, so no, like there's no point in stressing about something and putting like stress on yourself or thinking about it all the time, and you can't control it or do anything about it.
Because what is that going to do?
It's just gonna cause like anxiety. And I just feel like if you're more calm and just relaxed, like it's just like you're like just happier, I feel like, and you're just like, you just don't stress about things that like just can't control because you just want to be happy, I feel.
Because being happy is the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's good. It's nice. And you're a happy girl, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very happy now. Very good.
What would you say, one last thing you want to share with everybody if you want them to take away from you getting the benefit of having a cool ass mom like me?
I don't know. What do you mean?
What would you say? I mean, you see, she doesn't know what it is to have a different kind of mom. But but having a cool mom like me, what do you feel like how has it enriched your life? I mean, I've done a lot of work on myself, but what do you feel like the life that I've created, how has that influenced you?
I feel like it's going to influence my life in the future a lot.
What about right now?
Just like how I like view things and think about things.
I mean, it's your answer.
I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I like think through a lot of things with what you've taught me. Like in every situation, I kind of like, not like thinking like what would my mom do, but like subconsciously, like from what she's taught me, I know how to handle situations better and handle my emotions and stress and friendships and relationships, and just everything is like, it's just easier and less stressful to go through things like kind of like from what you've taught me, but subconsciously it's just like
embodied in
yeah,
you, baby.
I mean, that's the word.
Embodied. That's what you want, because that means she's her own pilot now. Did you hear? She goes, she doesn't have to go, what would mom do? She gets to decide what Sierra wants to do because she's embodied it. That's the ultimate goal, is the embodiment of the teachings. And that's why I hope this 2 days you guys get things, but the embodiment happens after a while. She just has the luxury of being in my house and being around me. I mean, you know, you watch what I do. She hits the gym all the time. Mom, I used to be a real fitness freak, and I was always going to the gym, and all the time I was bodybuilding. And Sierra has her own way of doing things, but she has the ability to speak her mind and also to share her voice, and that's never going to stop, right?
No.
No.
Because I like want what I want.
I want what I want. And what's going to happen if you don't get what you want?
I'll find a way like to get it.
That's all. You see that? That means there's no in that answer. I'll find a way to get it because she's never going to quit. That's determination. This child's never going to quit. She's like, I'm going to get what I want if I want it. That's power. So I want you guys to understand that. If you have any questions for her, and then we're going to just wrap up and get to the next section real quick. The question was, what would you advice you would give to a 17-year-old who is going in high school, who's making poor choices in her friendships and whatnot, and how we can help her be more mastered?
I feel like after poor choices that I made, I feel like what my mom always said was like, you are not your mistakes. And I feel like knowing that like yeah, you made a mistake, but don't make it who you are. I feel, and like to like move forward from it, learn from it, and like know like, do you want to like feel that way again? Do you want to just like do something that isn't good for you again? And I feel like that helps with like getting forward in life and like
breaking your pattern.
Yeah, doing that. And I feel like when I used to make mistakes, like you would say it's like, you are not your mistakes, and like I would learn from it, and maybe it took me a while, but now I've definitely learned from everything, and like I know like that my life is better now, and like, and it just like
you have so much more to lose now, so you want to keep
yeah,
it.
and like I have future plans, and like definitely having future plans and having a goal is good to like to move forward and get forward in life to something. I feel like that's something that you could say, is having goals and stuff like that. Okay, you're welcome.
First part was killer, man. This is how you break generational trauma. Right here. It's done with us. I feel like my hand was on this creation for me to do the work because of what she's going to bring to this world. Like, I'm telling you, I know that this child is coming with something big because I've met a lot of people in my lifetime. And just because she's my child, I hold her to a high standard, don't I? I do.
Yeah.
I don't let her slip by with things. I hold her to what I know she's capable of. And she rises to the occasion every single time. And I know that people come anointed with certain things. They're not going to get a certain way. I'm telling you, people come with messaging. They come with gifts. They come with things they're supposed to do in the world. And if you know that's you, you cannot disregard that you have inside, because doing so is going to limit where your message and what you're going to do. I know I'm part of the paving the way for what she's got to go do in this world. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to study business management because I obviously want to own my own business one day. So I'm just going into that field, and then I'm going to figure out exactly what I want to do. And then, yeah, eventually I want to own my own business and do something similar to my mom does, but in my own way.
That's when your authentic self. Do you see that? That's her authentic self. I mean, I love that. You know, when she started figuring out how much money I was making per month, what did you say? You're like,
I didn't know like,
this is a couple years ago.
Yeah, I didn't understand like how much you make a month. I didn't know like people like a teacher's paycheck. I didn't know any of that. But like you make like I said, you make in 1 month what like people make in like a year, or like more than what people make in a year. And I didn't understand that until like a couple like
years
a year
ago.
after.
Yeah.
Like
when I started making money. Yeah.
I didn't understand that. But yeah.
And what did you say after that? You're like, I got to work because
Yeah, no, I need to make money because I need to keep up with my lifestyle that I have now.
So when people say, did you spoil him? No, I just show my baby girl there's no limits. All right. Well, thank you, my love.
Thank you.
You're amazing. I love you. Oh, you guys, innovation.
Oh, thank you.
That. You're amazing. You're amazing. I love you. You're amazing. You're amazing. So if you ask me how I feel rich, it's right there. It's right there. That child makes me feel rich. My son makes me feel rich. It's one of those things where making money is amazing, but when you can change the lives of your children and the impact that I know she's going to make in this world and the people that she touches and just who she's becoming. You know, all parents, I mean, I would hope, just want to have their kids have it easier than they do. And I knew trauma was one of the things that were going to it made my life really hard. And it could have, and I knew a divorce could have made things harder, and especially the state that her father was in. And she had to have the tools and how to really go through life. And I do believe that she has them now. And there's nothing that's going to change that.